Path of Exile is a daunting game. This is the truth. However, that doesn't mean it's perfectly playable, fun, and accessible with a little bit of preparation, something that you'll definitely need if you'd like to play this fantastic action role-playing game. I won't lie and won't be afraid to frighten you off right now. Path of Exile is deep. Path of Exile is complex. Path of Exile can be janky at times. However, PoE is rewarding like no other game on the market right now. If you are looking to hop on in, perhaps as an ARPG refuge from a Titanic sinking ship called the SS Diablo 2.2, I'm here to provide you with a lifeboat and ensure you survive and thrive on your first voyage into this lovely little game we call Path of Exile. These tips may seem pointless and strange at times, but trust me, you'll remember me after 10,000 hours of blasting maps and slaying endgame bosses. It's time to see the sun, the true sun, and become a fellow exile. Let's go. The first tip is perhaps the biggest and easiest way to improve your first Path of Exile experience. Seriously. Like me cleaning my office before I sit down to make a video or play a game, you can spend less than a minute, a few seconds really, to change your entire subsequent experience with this game. So you've logged in, chosen a league, and selected a character class. Now you're washed up on the shores of Rayclast, a fresh exile. Talk to the other beached exile, slay the zombie, pick up the gem, equip it, and before you do anything else, zoom on over to your ability bar. Change left click from default attack to move only, and ensure your primary skill, the skill gem you just equipped, is bound to your right click. You've done it. You've just improved your experience by 10 times. If you don't take this tip, your character will oddly move around when you click on a foe while moving. It's because your character is trying to attack or reach this monster. Because Path of Exile is a point and move game, unless you're using a controller on PC or console, precise movement is vital, especially since hitboxes actually matter. If you accidentally click on a monster with the default attack setting, it can screw up your entire pathing. Before you even begin, change this setting, and for all non-movement based skills, make sure you change them to cast in place. Otherwise, the same thing will happen when you try to use those skills. It's a concise feature that should be the default, but it's not. That's why I'm here, ensuring you are set up for success. Next up, I am going to save you some time, a ludicrous amount of time. Path of Exile monsters and mechanics drop an ungodly amount of loot. Plenty of it isn't actually useful, but it drops anyway. GGG allows us to craft our own loot filters to decide what we see, how we see it, and how it sounds when it drops. Luckily, there's a set of amazing content creators out there who do it for us. Plus, they've developed tools that allow us to curate the filters as we see fit or easily set up a standardized one. It is seamlessly integrated with the Path of Exile client, and it is officially supported. The one I'm recommending and showing you how to set up right now is created by Neversink. It's excellent, and I've been using it since I started playing PoE in 2019. To install this loot filter, visit filterblade.xyz, sign in with your PoE account, authorize Filterblade. You should now be logged in. Click on the Overview tab, select the game mode you're playing, really either Neversink Softcore or Neversink Hardcore, then select Semi-Strict right below it. Next, click on the Save and Export tab, name the filter whatever you'd like, then click Save and Sync. Let it load. Next, when you log into PoE, you should be able to select the loot filter and save yourself the trouble of seeing almost always useless items on the ground. When you become more experienced, you can mess around with loot filters, try out different types, and even mold one just for you. But that's for future exiles. We're ready to begin now. Yeah? Wrong. Maybe. It depends on the type of player you are. As I mentioned before, Path of Exile is quite the engaging and mechanically deep game, layered with vast swaths of content and complicated systems. So, before we actually start rampaging down the beach toward Campaign 1's first boss, you must decide. Would you like to tackle the game without a build guide, crafting your own build, moving through the passive skill tree, finding out what items work best, what content you can overcome, what you should ascend to, and what items to chase as you play? Or would you like to enter Rayclast with a build guide, following in the steps of someone who has played before, knows the game well, can explain to you where to move in the passive skill tree and why, understands which items work great, what content you should be able to complete, what ascendancy you should pick for your class, and exactly what awesome items to chase as you play? Both approaches work, and are fine. Personally, I took the first approach, surmounting all the challenges I faced through Acts 1 to 10 of Campaign 1 on a rolling magma witch who became an elementalist. It was a blast. The league after, Metamorph, I followed a build guide. In subsequent leagues, I used guides as a basis, but also made them my own, sometimes deviating completely and just using resources like PoE.Ninja to craft the coolest character possible. Path of Exile is freeform like that. If you'd like to take this approach, my advice for you then, Fresh Exile, is to pick an archetype and build around it. Are you casting fire spells and focused on upfront damage? Find all the fire-based and spell-based nodes on the tree, equip items that assist with spells, and make sure to grab plenty of life nodes and life items to help you survive. Defenses are no joke in Path of Exile. If you like bonking foes, find the best two-handed weapon you can. Aim for two-hander clusters on the tree, and look out for the best paths to achieve more attack speed and physical damage. Over time, you'll find out what works and what doesn't. Plus, you'll discover how to build builds of your own using the skeletons of others. It is extremely rewarding. On the other hand though, you might not like that path and would prefer a build guide. That's 100% okay. Luckily, unlike other ARPGs where there are an absolute ton of people zooping out low quality content, in PoE, there's a lot less goo to sift through. Even better, let me tell you the best build guide makers and highlighters out there so you know who to trust as you begin playing GGG's addicting dark game. Additionally, links directly to powerful starting builds as of July 2023 or patch 3.21 will be in the description below. Some include Righteous Fire Juggernaut, Bone Shatter Slayer, Toxic Rain Pathfinder, and Lightning Arrow Deadeye. Zizarin is the biggest, most comprehensive Path of Exile creator out there. Every league, he covers a variety of starting builds, discusses new strategies, and talks about what GGG is doing. Pox is another prolific creator best known for his Righteous Fire build. This is the easiest build to play in Path of Exile, and he does an excellent job explaining how to do it. Subtractum puts out excellent build guide videos for new players almost every league. Go check out his content. And on the PoE forums, there are plenty of written guides as well. The most famous is Enki's Arc Witch. There are tons of other creators out there, but you need to be careful. Some just change the title of their video or forum post to the current patch without actually updating the build. The exiles who do this are few in number, but you needed to be warned. If you're seeing this video a bit later, perhaps in 3.22 or beyond, the listed creators should still be reliable, but you can also visit the Path of Exile builds subreddit. Everyone there is quite helpful and positive. Unlike the normal PoE subreddit, the former focuses purely on builds and mechanics. Okay, your basic pregame checklist is complete, but don't click out yet. I'm still here to help you. Before we get to a rapid-fire series of questions and answers I've read numerous times on my videos, let me give you a pep talk. This game is challenging. It will intimidate you, from the skill tree and numerous systems to the crafting and seemingly unfair boss fights. However, if you enjoy these aspects and work at them, league after league, character after character, you'll experience some of the greatest gaming currently known to man. Lots of people call Path of Exile 1's campaign a tutorial. And while it might be true, as the endgame is far more sprawling than most other games out there, it's still thought-provoking, especially for a first-time player. Keep at it, Fresh Exile, and remember to always cap your resistances. Okay, question and answer time. Is Path of Exile 2 a new game? No, it is a massive expansion on top of the first. It's adding a second campaign, 19 new Ascendancy classes, reworking the skill system, overhauling the graphics and animations, and much more. See the playlist here, I hope, for everything we know about Path of Exile 2 currently. Can I skip the campaign? No, you must play through it on every new character. Do defenses matter? Yes, very much so. Take life nodes on the passive skill tree, get resistances and life on your gear, and go for another layer of defenses on top of that, either armor or evasion at least. What are Ascendancies? Essentially, they are prestige classes. They add another tiny skill tree to your passive skill tree with incredibly powerful character-defining nodes on it. What happens to my character when a league ends? It migrates to its parent league, along with all your stash tabs, no matter how many there are, and other items. If it's a softcore character, it goes to standard. If it's a hardcore character, it goes to hardcore. What are leagues? Leagues in Path of Exile are seasonal resets with a fresh economy and fresh characters, always accompanied by a decent-sized expansion and balance patch. Seriously, GGG puts a ton of work into these. Leagues usually last between 3 and 4 months. Path of Exile is free to play, but is it pay to win? No, but it is pay for convenience. You can buy stash tabs in the store, along other microtransactions like armor and weapon skins. If you truly enjoy the game, you can get the almost necessary endgame stash tabs for around $20 by buying the First Blood supporter pack. It's well worth it, as these stash tabs allow you to easily sell items to other players, store nearly limitless numbers of maps, and sort all your crafting and trading currencies. Every league, a new set of supporter packs arrives. If you buy one of them, they also come with MTX points you can use to buy these stash tabs too. It's the best deal, better than straight up buying points. Can I get cool skins in-game? Yes, many unique items have interesting skins, but Path of Exile also has a challenge system that provides players who complete each league's challenges with a wicked set of rewards. For example, this armor set was earned by completing the challenges in the Forbidden Sanctum, while this armor set was earned by completing all the challenges in Crucible. Here, this pet was a reward for completing almost all the challenges in Scourge. Should I wait for the next league to play? No. Hop in right now and play Path of Exile for free. If you discover it to be fun, you can reset with everyone in the next league, or just play your character on standard if you'd like. There is no need to wait. Hey, you fellow exile or soon to be exiled individual. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you would appreciate seeing more content like it, subscribe now. You see all these exiles on screen, beached, totally sane, and unhinged. They help the channel grow with their direct support. If you would like to increase the quality and cadence of this content, join my Patreon or become a channel member now. Additionally, check out these juicy videos on your screen. Every minute you watch helps the channel grow. To everyone who watched until this ultimate moment, Hala Moana.